Hello, I'm very excited for the upcoming commentary I'll be doing today, which will be for Mr. Majestyk, who's directed. It's directed by one of my favorite directors. He made 20,000 Leagues from Under the Sea, Fantastic Voyage, Tora Tora Tora. List goes on from there. I mean, it's pretty overwhelming. He even did something I remember being on TV called The $1 Million Mystery in 1987, which I think Glad, Garbage Bags, and Tom Bosley were in on that. Not sure how that all turned out, who won the $1 million or what indeed the mystery was, but um, very much looking forward to doing the commentary for it. If you don't know much about it, Elmore Leonard was the writer of this movie. Um, so we're gonna have a little bit of a Charles Bronson discussion and participation with people through the live stream and the chat until I can wrap my head around how to do the Google Hangout. As far as I know, I start a Google Hangout and then I send the link to those who I'm interested in inviting. And then they accept it and then they're part of the Google chat. As far as I know, I don't think I'll hazard doing that today. Um, so if anyone want to pop in the live stream for Mr. Majestyk, that would be great. This was not a fan choice or anything like that. It's just a movie, a DVD that I really enjoy. I'd always wanted to own it. I'd seen it years back, and I got it for about $8, which is better than paying $26 for Murphy's Law. We'll get into that later. One of the other Charles Bronson movies I'm really partial to is Murphy's Law. And yeah, thanks a lot, MGM, Fox, Disney, whoever now, whoever owns them rights, man. Heard someone saying the other day, basically shilling for the merger, saying how it's going to be great for all these movies. They're going to give them the respect they deserve. And I'm like, are they? Or do they? First of all, currently, no. And why would they if it's not in their financial interest? What are they going to make? $1,500 from fucking with Mr. Majestyk? Is that even worth the time and the insurance costs for doing business? I mean, think about all the great Fox and MGM movies. Not even great, just movies. Unlawful Entry, My Cousin Vinny, uh, you name them. I'm naming two R-rated ones because my point is, if some company that doesn't really make a lot of R-rated movies is now owning another company that made a lot of R-rated movies, why are they going to want to preserve the legacy of that particular company's R-rated movies, especially if those were just movies that maybe made a little bit of money but didn't win any awards? So I think movies like 12 Years a Slave and all that Fox has made, they're going to be fine, right? They're best picture or at least award-winning films. But the movies that most people care about, I would even throw True Lies into that. I would throw I would be surprised if we get a True Lies new special edition anytime soon with this merger. Why would they? There already is one. I'd be surprised if any features ever come forward for Unlawful Entry, because there aren't any right now. Why would they make any? I would be surprised if there's ever any sort of My Cousin Vinny new special edition. Not to say that it's a bad special edition that I have right now, but it's not the greatest. It has commentary and it has, I think that's it. So why would they make another one? I mean, My Cousin Vinny won an Oscar, but it's just My Cousin Vinny. It's not like it won Best Picture or anything like that. I mean, there's so many other examples, but anyway, my point is with Mr. Majestyk, I'm glad to have it for $8, and a movie like Murphy's Law, a mid '80s MGM movie that Fox got the rights to. Because what people don't realize is that Fox bought the entire or the majority of the MGM library. From the 20s to the 80s, that MGM library, basically, and some movies from the 90s and 00s, obviously. They bought that up. So, yeah, now Disney has that. That's pretty powerful stuff, man. That's a lot of movie history and all that. And obviously, some of those movies that they, now have the rights to, they're going to preserve because they'll have real egg on their face culturally if they don't preserve, fill in the blank here, some classic MGM movie. Um, but for movies that no one gives a fuck about, really, that either made like 20 million, 40 million, 60 million, and then we're out of theaters within a couple weeks, those are in trouble of going away, and not going on to new streaming services, not being part of the new plan, the new streaming master plan. They might just live on in physical media only. So we're going to be going with stuff like that in the next couple of years to try to preserve these kind of movies. So a movie like Mr. Majestyk that I saw in the early days of streaming is probably deemed no longer viable in these modern days of streaming, so that now it exists on this. Now, point out somewhere that you found it on streaming still, I'd say, hey, good for you. Is it worth paying the $12 a month for that particular streaming service or whatever? I'm streamed out. I'm tired of the whole dialogue and on it all. So this is just a brief video saying looking forward to Mr. Majestyk commentary, and you can expect one of those probably coming around 7 p.m. Central Time. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.